What's up, everybody? Tyson and I are going for a walk. However, we are going to give you 3 different things I wish I knew before I became a landlord. Check this out. Help you out. Give you a better peace of mind if you're in the real estate game yourself. Might help you to make a decision whether you're in or out or don't want to do it. So, take a look. Hey, Dad, where's my leash? I'm ready to go. Is it up? Is it up here, Tyson? Is it up here? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Did you see that, Tyson? Do you see that, Tyson? You do. Whoa! Look at that dog! Look at that dog! Man, oh man! Yeah. Oh, look at that! 2 leashes right there. Woo. Okay, I'm out for my drag. Some people call it a walk, but I go for a drag. Because when you got the baddest mother on the planet, that's what happens. It's his world. He has figured out the minimum amount of stuff to do to get me to act the way he wants. Smart dog. First thing that I found out about being a landlord is people will never live as good as you think they should in your house. You got to come to grips with that piece of property is just an instrument that you use to extract the money pockets and put into yours. Some people are extremely nasty. They won't ever clean. They won't ever do the baseboards. They won't ever do a lot of stuff. And so therefore you end up having problems and the property just gets real nasty. And it really personally affects you in the sense that, especially like with me, because I love houses and I like working on houses, but I don't like people being nasty and then causing me to have to work on them. And so that was probably the biggest I had to come to grips with, you know, because I was raised in a household. My mother did housework. It was pretty clean, and that's the way that it was. And unfortunately, not everybody is like that, okay? Some people do not consider it a priority for the house to be clean. And I have houses where people have been actually sleeping in the bed with dog crap on the bed, and that's okay to them. It's very hard to regulate how somebody lives in the sense that you really can't tell them, hey, you got to clean up or you're getting evicted, okay? I know that sounds ridiculous, but trust me on this. I've been doing it for about 19 years in this area. I know what it takes to get rid of somebody. You can't regulate how somebody lives, just the way that it is. That's the first thing. So another thing about real estate is, what I found, I should have bought more earlier. And unfortunately, back when I got into it, financing was totally different. You had what we called stated income, no doc loans, which meant you could go in there, show them your credit score, 750, 800, and they would give you anything you wanted. You know, I was working for the cable company I called Lamborghini of Miami, asked them if I could buy a Lamborghini, and they said with my credit report, I could drive anything off the lot they had. Absolutely, unequivocally crazy. How in the world does a guy with a cable company afford a Lamborghini? Well, it could have been possible had I chose to do that, but I did not. And what I mean is that back then you could buy a house and you could turn around and get a home equity line on it, and you could do what we call 125% refi, which meant if your house was worth $100,000, you could get 125 on it, okay? This thing that they had going, this momentum, this economy, everybody thought it would never burst. It did, okay? And 08 changed a lot of stuff, and then 9/11 changed a lot when it came down with the Homeland Security, because they rewrote the laws on finance. And they made it to where they just were not doing creative financing like they had been. That's when they started making people put down payments on places. You know, there was no 100% financing available. You had to put 3% or 5% down. I know that doesn't seem like a whole lot. If you can imagine though, all right, if everybody in the United States had to put 25% down of any house they own, all right, so $200,000 house, that's 50 grand. Very few people would be buying large houses, okay? There's a lot of people out there that can afford a huge house to get into it and qualify, but they really can't afford it, okay? They can't write that check for a 10% down payment, and when that $20,000 or $25,000 roof comes time to get redone, they're gonna have to take out a home equity line, put it on a charge card or something because they don't have the cash. That does not compute to me, okay? I don't understand how anybody can live in a $250,000 house and not be able to write $20,000, okay? That's just my way of thinking, all right? That would put me totally out of my comfort zone. I would be doing that number, okay? Somebody thinks that they need to come and rescue Dad. Something's wrong with me. So that's what I would have done, you know, is, and I do love my real estate. I love my houses and everything. I love my dog too. I love my baby. And so I would have bought a lot more, a lot sooner, okay? It's only within the last 7 years that I've really started making a push on it. And, you know, and I've started acquiring a whole lot more. Back then, it was easy. And, you know, now one thing about it though, the rents weren't as high as they are now, okay? Things were not as lucrative per se. You know, right now in this country, generally speaking, you need about 7 million homes every year. And that's how many people are entering into the housing market that need a place to live, all right? This country right now is about 3.5 to 4 million. So we're 3 million behind for this year alone, okay? That's part of what's driving this real estate market is then you have the pandemic happen and then you got the price of lumber going out through the roof. Nobody can afford it. So there you have it on that. But again, number two is I would have bought more earlier on. Yes, we would have. Third thing I wish I had been told about before I got into rentals is this. Capital expenses. What's that? Big ticket items. AC, roof, water heater, appliances. Let me break it down for you. We're going to say a roof is $10,000. You buy the house is brand new. Generally speaking, how long do you have? You got 15 years, okay? How many months is that? Well, let's take this out. 15 times 12 is 180, okay? So then you take $10,000 divided by 180, $55 a month. That's what the roof is going to cost you. So whatever you charge for rent, you need to take $55 out and put it into an account so that when that 15 years is up, you got the money for a roof, okay? But let's say this. That roof is only going to last 7 years. So 7 times 12, 84. So then we're going to do 10,000 divided by 84. That's $120 a month. Why is this critical? I'm going to tell you why, because it all has to do with your money, okay? If the rent is $1,000 a month, the roof is only going to last, 7 years, then that's $120 right there, minus. So what's that? $880. Taxes, insurance. And this is if you pay cash for it. That's going to be about $250, $300 a month. So we're going to say $300 to be safe. So now we got $580. Now, On average, the HVAC system is going to last 10 to 15 years also. They're about $5,000. So whatever the roof cost, we just cut that in half. So roof's at 120, AC 60. So now that means that we are making $520. Water heater, 10 to 15 years, if you're lucky these days. Water heater is usually about $12 to $15. So we'll just say $20 to be safe. So now we're down to $500. Okay. What about a stove bad? What about a refrigerator that goes bad? The biggest mistake that I see that real estate investors, landlords make, as soon as they start getting that money, they take it and spend it. Okay? And just like your financial success, dependent on having a strong foundation, your rental game is the same way. Okay? Generally speaking, and some of the people that I admire, respect the most, the pros in the business, 10 grand per property should be saved up. Whoa, look at that. Yes, 10 grand. Again, it takes discipline because as soon as that monthly check comes in, they want to go spend it. I was helping a guy. He lives out of state. Got a really nice house. Told me he made like $250,000 stock market last year. He needs a new roof. He's not going to put one on. He's got a house behind it, okay, that he had some guy there that was working and he was paying him $400 a week, and he thought that was too much. I'm like, dude, you get anybody for $400 a week, you're doing something. Much less coming with tools and even half abilities or half skills, so to speak. And then he said, well, you know, the guy was digging a trench for a new water line from the meter to the house. And he was charging $100 an hour to do that. I'm like, you need to go to a Home Depot and find somebody, bring them there and do it for 15 or something like that. And I'm like, it's not going to work. His mindset and mine are totally different. That house, he's got another little small 2-bedroom behind it that he got screwed out of money because he chose to do things his way, and that roof is in horrible shape. That place is eaten up with termites bad because the roof was leaking, okay? The thing about it is that he doesn't want to spend the money on the roof, you know? But he called me from Vegas and said, hey man, check out this diesel I just bought for $6 grand. I'm gonna have to do this, this, and this and everything, but I think it's gonna be a good deal. Y'all have heard me talk about emotional payoffs, okay? We're either seeking pleasure or we're trying to avoid pain, all right? And if you're having to take money away from your pocket and spend something that you're going to get no enjoyment out of, you're going to be reluctant, okay? However, if you understand, and see, here's the thing that really kills it is, once that back house is done, that thing would be another $800, $900, $1,000 a month rental. He would double his income, okay? He spent $40,000 on the houses to get the roofs done and get the back house finished up. The guy would have his money back in 2 years, you know? And then he would increase the property value almost by $40,000. It's like, come on, dude, this is, you know, simple math, but people just don't get it, okay? And that's why I say that, you know, accumulating wealth takes discipline, okay? It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to get the magic property and, you know, you buy it for $100 grand and then all of a sudden somebody offers you $5 million. I've yet to hear that story, okay? Now, but I've yet to hear it. Now, I have heard that in a very short amount of time, a few years, that things doubled and tripled in value. I've heard about that before, but I've just never seen it go from 100,000 to 5 million. Not like no scratch-off ticket or anything like that, okay? So if you got the lottery mentality, this channel is not for you. This is for hustlers grinding day in, day out, day in, day out. Focus and discipline. Focus. I don't want to get up. Get up! I don't want to do that. Do it anyway, okay? You got to put the money in the bank for it to start to grow, and then you put it in some investments and really watch it take off, okay? You know, go follow Gerald Peters, Full Auto 11, on YouTube and Instagram. Go check out his page. He's got real estate and stocks. The guy's absolutely brilliant. Never made more than $12 an hour. He's worked over $5 million. Okay? How would you like to be sitting in that position? Okay, guess what? When you get $5 million, you know what you do? Whatever the hell you please! That's what I'm saying. Okay? He's got the financial independence and freedom to wake up and do whatever he wants. Now, how does that sound to you? Oh, this Tuesday morning. No, I'm not working today. No, I'm not going to eat that either. I think lobster and steak. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm going to get a lobster and steak right after I get a massage. And I'm going to do that right after I drive my King Ranch diesel. Hello? You know, it's all out there for you if you're willing to put forth the effort, okay? One of the hardest things that ever learned how to say is one of the shortest words in the English language. No. No, I'm going to not spend my money on this. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to buy that motorcycle part. No, I'm not going to do this. Yes, I am going to invest that money. Yes, I am going to take this money and put it into something that will return some money. I am going to get a dump trailer and I'm going to start that. That word no is absolutely critical for success. So, those are the 3 things that I wish I had known about before I got into real estate. Hope you got something out of this. Put a like in there. Even if you ding ding don't like it, you can do that. Or bing 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 and try button and everything. There might be something that you're going to be able to use that you find in here and everything like that. I just want y'all to have the ability not to stress about money, okay? If you'll take a little time, you know, just a couple years, make some shifts in your financial habits, you'll have much better days waking up and saying, it doesn't matter that the car's got a flat tire or need a new motor. I got the money. That's okay. I planned for this, you know. Hey, you know what? I'd like to start a side hustle and everything. That's okay. I can go out and do that. I can go out and get the pressure washer, the ride-on lawnmower, start a little lawn service, whatever it is. You know, you can do that. Why? Because you've set yourself up for it. Have a wonderful day and make sure you figure out who's got your money.